and see how to live dangerously without getting hurt, I hope. Well, we've done that. We've made a film with Derek in which he shows some of his most dangerous and spectacular stunts. It's a very simple story. Derek is a criminal, he's been arrested, and he's trying to escape. Now, it all ends, I'm sad to say, in tears, not to mention deep water. As a matter of fact, it ends right here in London's Little Venice, where I'm standing now. But more about that later. Now, read on. An awful pity about that. He owed me £5. I can't help feeling Derek Ware's is a very strange world. It's all in reverse. You and I open a door and walk through it. Derek Ware, of course, has to smash right through the middle. You and I get off a car and it stops. He has to throw himself off at 30 miles an hour. If he wasn't a stuntman, you'd have to call him perverse. Well, now we've seen the whole sequence right the way through. Let's break it up bit by bit and see how Derek Ware and his colleagues put the whole thing together. Right, here we are back at square one, the start of Derek Ware's bid for freedom. It ends, as you just saw, in a watery grave. Or does it? Maybe he got away, we'll never know. Now, you ought to recognize this. This is the interior where we started at the beginning of the program. It's the second floor of a building. There's not a soft surface in sight. Over there, there's 8 steep steps, hard steps, and below that, a longer flight. And Derek, Val, and Mark are sorting out the action now. Derek, how do we start? What happens here?
Well, I've been apprehended,
Yeah.
and I'm being brought out handcuffed.
Yeah.
And as we get through the door, I'll make a break for it.
And what were you just rehearsing there?
Well, at that point, I was throwing Valentino over my shoulder.
Can we see that move again?
Sure. Yeah, let's do the whole bit. We'll come through the door.
We'll open the door. Do you want it slow?
Yeah, no, relative speed, okay? You happy there? Right, so we come through. I'm trying to get away now.
Well, what are you wearing? I mean, how did you break that fall here?
Well, I've put some elbow pads, as you notice, just protect the elbows. And for rehearsal, we just put a mattress on the floor, but on the actual tape, we'll take the mattress away.
How do you break the fall? You fall on one arm?
Well, the fall on the side, you know, like a judo fall.
Yeah.
So it's more or less, I'll show you, to absorb the shock.
Yeah.
And just relax onto the fall.
Now, for me, that looks absolutely crippling, but I suppose for you, it's the simplest stunt of all, is it?
Well, not really, 'cause it's on hard floor. It's simple at the moment with the mattress. But when we take the mattress away, it's going to be a bit harder, of course. So
Yeah.
it's just to relax the body as you hit the ground,
Yeah.
and using the arm to absorb most of the shock.
What would you say is the most difficult stunt you've done? Because I know you've done some very spectacular.
Well, I know this sounds a corny line, but as Derek would say, it's the next job.
Yeah. Val, I've got to tell you, I've aged about 10 years watching Phase 1. What happens now?
Well, Derek will kick me after the fight down the stairs.
Yeah.
So we just put a couple of boxes down to avoid on the floor. Just ordinary cardboard boxes.
So just take the impact?
Just take the impact.
So you're going to literally fly off the top step and land on there?
And land on there.
Well, head first?
Yes.
How do you keep fit for this kind of lark?
Well, got to be, so we do a lot of training in the gymnasium. I personally do judo and karate.
I'm told you're a black belt, is that right?
Yes, yes. And,
Okay, well, good luck with this.
well,
Take
thanks.
care.
Thanks, see what happens. Right, yes, let's have a couple more outside, play it safe. That's about it. You're all right, do that there. Right, mattress on the top. Very good.
Derek, you're padding up again. We saw you do that on Clapperboard a few months ago when you came into the studio, but now it's for real. So, can you tell us in some detail what you've got on?
Well, I'm a bit more padded than I would be normally because those steps are solid marble. And I don't want to take a chance on chipping anything, as we've already discussed. I've got ankle pads, which I wouldn't normally wear, shin pads, which are mandatory, knee pads, elbow pads. I've got some pads down the forearm, and I'm going to put on a back pad. This is the steeplechase jockey's back pad. That'll withstand the kick of a horse.
Yeah.
So I should think it'll help me out
You're not going to get kicked by any horses.
getting down the stairs.
Let's hope.
Jack, how many real injuries have you had?
Quite a few. You never notice them actually at the time. Strange thing is I bruise very easily.
You just bruised them?
A little bit, but the bruises on a stuntman, like the ink under a printer's fingernails, they're an industrial hazard.
But apart from bruises, nothing broken or
No,
fractured or
a
sprained?
lot of fractures, hair fractures, a few dislocations, and a few torn muscles. Touch wood, the actual severe injuries are rare because of the padding we use.
So by and large, it means you've done it badly if you break them.
Yes, indeed. Push you that way, and you go into the wall, crash, then turn around, then we see the blood.
Yeah.
All right? It may feel a bit funny, but I think it'll work.
Yeah,
and then I'm
sort of going against the way I don't want to go.
crash. That's it. What? It feels bad, but you don't really see it that much, I think. Don't you feel that's better? Yeah.
That was a vicious swipe you caught, Mark, wasn't it? How did you do it?
Well, I've got two truncheons here. Take your pick.
I don't like these kind of games. Which one do you want me to pick? The real one or the...
That's up to you.
I see. I'll go for that one, as the unreal one.
That one. So you want that one, okay?
Yeah. Oh, God, suck it.
Now, if you'd have picked that one,
You've got a very nasty step here to land on. How are you going to cushion it?
well, I've put down some mattresses and possibly some boxes. It may seem over-elaborate, but as you say, there's a nasty step, and all this is iron. And after getting safely through the glass, the last thing I want to do is fracture my skull.
Does this one bother you a bit in that when you're going down the stairs, at least you can see what's coming, but here you're going to be blind, aren't you?
It's fairly blind. It's mainly the restriction that worries me, because the glass, of course, is prepared glass. It used to be called toffee glass. It's now known as resin glass or Santalite.
Well, do you want to get on with the boxes now?
Yeah. You just stick that one down there. There's one alongside it. And then the mattress can go on the top.
That was absolutely fantastic. And this stuff is a lot thicker and tougher than I thought it was. And sharp, very sharp too, isn't it?
Yes, but I can't take the full credit for that. It's really a very good special effects job. What I did was minimal. It would look spectacular, you know, whatever you did, because it is such a very good reproduction.
What do you stuck it on with, Vanessa?
Nuturoplast.
What was it?
Nuturoplast.
Nuturoplast?
Yes. Or mortician's wax.
Or glue.
And a bit of glue, yes.
Let's leave morticians out of this.
Great.
All right.
It's an improvement.
You all right? You all right, eh?
Anything hurt?
No. Only my pride.
I don't want to worry you, Derek, but from down there, this height looked fairly frightening. For me, it looks terrifying.
It's a difficult one from the point of view that I'm hampered. You see, normally you can equalise by throwing your arms out.
Yeah.
With the arms together, it's fairly tough. I've got to jump out. I could whack myself in the nose. I could whack myself in the chin. All that sort of thing.
So, what are you going to land, feet first, or?
Feet first. I think within the context of the show, he's supposed to be an escaping convict. Remember, he's not supposed to be a professional film stuntman. So I'm going to do it as a normal man in this situation would do it.
Now, even though you've obviously given this leap a bit of thought, there are still things you can't know. Like, is that stable enough, do you think, to hold you landing standing up?
I think it will. Leaping into boxes is far more difficult than hitting them spread eagle. Normally we hit them spread eagle, you see, and leaping straight into them with an extenuating limb, I will tend to burst through them. But I think it'll go all right this time.
Right, fly away. Derek, either a very big fish in this canal or something strange is going on there. What's happening?
Well, that's Stuart Fell, a fellow stuntman. Stuart Fell, get it?
I think I'm there. Yeah.
And Stuart is testing the depth of the water for me, preparatory for me going off the bridge into the canal.
This is kind of like the emperor having a slave to taste his food, isn't it?
Well, in a way, I suppose.
What's
Either
he
way, I don't
testing?
want to get a rusty bicycle ram in it.
That's what he's looking for, is it?
Yes, mainly, and the actual depth of the water. As you know, the rivers around here are pretty polluted, and I'd rather
Well, let's take that up
the
with Stuart.
pollution than me.
Stuart, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, yes.
What's the water like?
Very cold.
Derek was talking about pollution there. What steps do you take to ward it off, if any?
Well, we do. We take every 3 years, we have inoculations against tetanus after having a booster, because of course we're exposed to cuts, deep cuts.
Yeah.
If you fall even on the road and get a deep cut, you should really be guarded against tetanus. And this is polluted water, industrial waste, virtually an open sewer, you know?
Yeah.
But I've just been down there mainly to see how much water Derek's got to, in fact, fall into.
How much has he got, do you estimate?
Well, he's got about 7 feet.
Yeah.
But there aren't any old bicycles down there or washing machines, but there are quite a few rubber tyres. But they won't hurt him, and he's got about 7 feet.